The Inglis sales have been really kind to us over the last few years, both in the sales ring and online. We purchased Princess Cordelia, a young daughter of Ballasbury, out of the second session of the Melbourne Premier Sale for just $35,000. Not only has she proved to be a great purchase, but a great ride along the way. She was brought in conjunction with a good friend, Steph Grentel, as one of her first purchases out on her own as a bloodstock agent, and also with my racing manager, Brent Crawford, and his family. So there was a bit of pressure on her, and fortunately she's delivered and has been a dual Saturday winning mare, winning 2 Tab Highways, one at Rose Hill and one at Ramwick. Fantastic feat for our stable, especially having moved here from Victoria. We wanted to target these highways, and she's really flown the flag for the stable. Our interests have shifted a lot online over the last 12 months, buying tried horses, and one tried horse that we have purchased recently is Jawal. He was an $850,000 Easter yearling. He then made his way online, which we purchased him for $30,000. He's won 3 from the stable, 2 of them at his last 2 starts by 11 lengths here at Albury, and then winning a showcase sprint at Wagga at his last effort by a couple of lengths. So he's in great form. He heads off to Flemington in a fortnight. So we couldn't be more pleased with our purchases and where our focus has gone online. It's a changing market, the bloodstock market, especially online at the moment. It's very strong, and we're here sort of trying to reap the rewards of being halfway between Melbourne and Sydney, and finding these horses that don't quite suit their former owners, and there's still plenty of life of them here in the country.
Kooringal Stud at Wagga Wagga in New South Wales is a great operation run by the President of Thoroughbred Breeders New South Wales, Stuart Lamont, and his family. Their stallion, Prized Icon, has always been an eye-catcher, a Champagne Stakes winner and Victoria Derby winner. He's looking better than ever with a season under his belt, and his first foals are as eye-catching as their father. Gus, always a pleasure to be here at Kooringal Stud, just near Wagga Wagga in New South Wales. You know, we're now at the moment right on the cusp of spring, and the property looks magnificent.
Oh, thank you, Caroline, and it's certainly our pleasure to have you here at the moment. Property is looking great. We've had beautiful rainfall and the sun's starting to shine. And
Prized Icon, he's always been a real favourite of mine, and it's so magnificent to see him now another year down the track with his first foals. He is just as stunning as ever, if not more so.
Yes, well, he's just a beautiful horse, lovely nature. It's a fantastic type, and we're just thrilled to have him and see these foals that are coming out now. Real presence about them, and we're just really happy with them as a whole.
And Prized Icon, well, the first horse this century to take out the Fernhill Champagne Double.
We know that he was a 2-year-old Group 1 winner. He went on and won the Victoria Derby, so he did it sort of both ends of the spectrum. But it's really great to see what his sire, More Than Ready, is now doing as a sire of sires.
Yeah, well, that's right. It is fantastic. You know, obviously Sebring's come through, and there's other horses that are coming through on that line, and it's just such a good, tough line that works really well in the Australian conditions.
And he's out of a Danehill mare, so he's got, you know, plenty of that in him as well. But he's just, you know, as a stallion, that imposing black horse, it's such an eye-catching thing. I guess when mare owners come and see him, they must just say, yep, my mare's coming to you.
Yeah, well, that's it. He just looks after himself, really, as far as on presence. The owners turn up and have a look at him, and there's not much to fault him on. I mean, he's beautiful conformation, nice short cannons. He looks more like a sprinting type than a stayer, and he's just beautifully muscled, perfectly balanced, and yeah, really nice type.
And I was most impressed when we had him out in the paddock. I mean, he's so knows he's gorgeous. I mean, he arches his neck, but he was, as you say, the temperament, which is so important. With those young, there was some young yearlings out there, some spellers, and he was really showing off to them with not a hint of malice or anything being too silly. He loved it.
Yeah, that's right. He's a bit of show-off, a bit of a show pony, but he's just a lovely type all round.
And it was so wonderful to see these first foals too. I mean, he had some beautiful mares. Maltese, well, she's already thrown Diamond Tathagata, and also, of course, Ancestry, who's gone on and done such a great job for Philip Stokes.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's won 4 races last prep, 3 in a row, Moonee Valley, Caulfield and Pakenham, so he looks like he's got a really bright future, and he's about to come back in for the spring, so we're waiting on bated breath really to see what he does.
And what do you see in this foal?
Well, he's just a nice type. I mean, he's only been born a couple of days ago, so he's just a little bit immature at this stage, but he's beautifully balanced. He was getting around well there. Yeah. He's got good bone, nice neat joints, things like that. So once he straightens up and strengthens up a bit, he's going to be a really imposing sort of type.
And this gorgeous little chestnut filly, this was the first prized icon foal. She's from Cosmic View, a Mossman mare from Starry Light. So lots and lots of winners through the whole of that page. Damasceno, Shahik and many others as well. She was a real runner. Gee, she covers the ground.
Yeah, she's a beautiful foal, very cheeky. The mare's throwing fantastic types. I mean, she's not the best bred mare possibly, but I was really chasing some of those bloodlines. I really like the Mossman mares out of Danehill Dancer, Stakes Place Danehill Dancer mare, good city winning mare. She's just a really nice style of a mare, and that's her second foal, and the first foal's an absolute standout, so as is this one, so we're very happy.
And I just love this little foal, again, fairly new sort of foal, from Wipe the Slate, a Zariz mare who's already thrown Slate on Edge, a 10-time winner as well, but so black, just like Dad.
Yeah, he's a nice little colt, very neat, first foal, mare's done a good job. And he just keeps maturing, but he's going to be very impressive as he grows up.
And this is a great pedigree. This mare Any Other Day, so this foal by Prized Icon, is from a Redute's Choice mare from Not On Friday, of course the Weekend Hustler family, but impressively Any Other Day is throwing 4 to race all winners, including Everyday Lady, who's won 4, is a stakes winner and 4th in the Group 1 Sangster.
Yeah, that's right. She's been a great mare for us. The other foals have all won multiple races as well, 7 wins, 5 wins and 4 wins, so she's just a really good producer. Very happy to throw her to Prized Icon. It does get that 3x3 cross of Danehill, which is also carried by Very Elegant and Elise, so it's not the worst sort of cross you can get. She's throwing another good foal, and we look forward to seeing him mature.
And the last foal we saw, just born, so literally born, and we're not sure if it's a world first, was actually filmed being born by the drone too, here for Bred to Win. But this is from Magic Dust, a young Magic Albert mare. It's owned by Tracy Bartley and going to Prized Icon again in 2020.
Yeah, well, she's a nice, lovely style of a mare. She's done a good job. It's a big colt, born at perfect timing, really.
We're having a fantastic year this year, and we've got about 3,500 acres that we run over here at Kooringal, and the horses running around 2,000 acres. So they've got beautiful big open paddocks, heaps of lucerne, clover, and yeah, really having a great year for them to come into.
It's a wonderful part of the world. I mean, this is really a farming operation as well as being a thoroughbred stud, obviously a successful one. But tell me a bit about the farming side of it, because you're growing your own produce that you need to maintain the livestock and the whole property.
Yeah, we do. So we grow a lot of oats on the farm. So we create a lot of hay, which we use for the horses. So this year we're hoping to make around 2,500 large square bales that we'll store on farm and feed out to the horses. So it's a great dry matter that we can use. We also create some oats that we feed out as with some supplemented feed that we get from Mitavite. We've got a large group of merinos that we have on farm that we breed crossbreds through, and then we also just cell graze our paddocks to really just get on top of the weeds and everything else within them and just allow them to start growing back. We find that the lucerne is very good for the horses when it's quite small coming through their growth period, and they get a lot of sugars and things through that. So it's really good balance.
And one of the most eye-catching things around this district coming down here in late winter, early spring is the canola. The canola fields are just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, the canola is really good this year, and we've got a lot of our boundary is bordered by canola, so a lot of the yellow colours coming through, and then even this year we're growing some of our own just in our cropping parts of our farm. So kind of allowing the whole aspect of sheep, cropping and horses to run together.
And this district, though, I mean, it is wonderful country. I know, as Gus mentioned, you know, you've got all these different regions around here, whether it's Cootamundra or Burrawa, none of it's really that far from this Wagga Wagga district. I mean, it's prime land, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic little spot. I mean, we don't get too cold, which is quite nice, you know, compared to some parts down in Victoria and things. So we find that the horses do really well in the country, and we've got really good nutritional rates through this land.
We're located just north of Wagga Wagga, so very easy access from Victorian breeders and from local sort of breeders. There's a lot of breeders around, you know, Young, Cootamundra, places like this, Burrawa, but also not that far from Scone really. A lot of mares come down here, we've got plenty of space. There's always plenty of horses on the farm with over sort of 350 at the moment, so it is a good place to keep your horse, and yeah, they're nice and relaxed out here.
And I can't wait to see these babies turn 1 too, get to the yearling sales and onto the track.
It's a long process, but we're excited that it's started, and to make sure that they've all got 4 feet and standing up. Always a nice relief when you get these foals on the ground and they're just nice types like the sire.
Really looking forward to seeing those prized icon foals grow up and get to the racetrack. Coming up on Bred to Win, Arrowfield Studs, the horse who made you love racing.